Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Learn English Together. I'm Jessie, and today we're going to talk about one of the easiest and most natural topics in everyday conversation: how to talk about your weekend in English.
Hi everyone, I'm Wyatt. Weekends are a great topic to practice because everyone has a weekend story. Even if it's something simple like, I stayed home and watched Netflix. It's something real, something we can all relate to.
Exactly. And the good thing is, weekend conversations are a great way to sound more fluent in English. You can use a lot of past tense verbs like went, did, ate, watched, visited, and you can add small details that make your speech sound natural.
Right, and we'll show you how to do that today in a friendly, relaxed way. We'll also explain useful words and expressions as we go. No grammar lecture, just conversation.
So, Wyatt, let's start like we're talking to each other on a Monday morning. Ready?
Always ready. Okay, Jesse, how was your weekend?
Thanks for asking. My weekend was great, actually. On Saturday, I went hiking with a few friends. It was such a beautiful day. Sunny, not too hot, perfect for being outdoors.
Hiking? Nice. That's one of my favorite weekend activities, too. For those listening, hiking means walking in nature, usually on trails, in the mountains, or in the countryside.
Exactly. It's great for relaxing your mind. Though, I have to admit, halfway up the hill, I was completely out of breath. I realized maybe I need to exercise more.
Laughs. Oh no, yeah, hiking sounds easy until you start climbing. So, how long was the hike?
We walked for almost 3 hours. It was tiring but fun. And at the top, we had a small picnic: sandwiches, juice, and cookies.
That sounds perfect. By the way, picnic means eating outdoors, usually sitting on a blanket, enjoying food and nature. I love how that word sounds, it even feels relaxing.
I agree, and it's a nice way to spend time with friends. After that, we took some photos and watched the sunset. The view was amazing. The sky was orange and pink, and there was this calm wind that made everything feel peaceful.
That sounds poetic. You're making me jealous. My weekend wasn't that pretty. It was more like lazy mode.
Laughs. Lazy mode? What do you mean?
Well, on Saturday, I woke up at noon. I didn't even plan to sleep that late, but my body said, nope, you're staying in bed today.
Oh, I know that feeling. That's what weekends are for sometimes. Just resting.
Exactly. So I made myself some coffee, strong coffee, and then I watched this new show on Netflix. It's called The Great Escape Plan.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. What's it about?
It's about two friends who try to start over after losing their jobs. It's a comedy drama, half funny, half emotional.
That's cool. So, how would you describe your Saturday in one sentence?
Hmm. I'd say I spent the whole day relaxing at home, drinking coffee, and watching my favorite show.
That's perfect English. And it's a nice example for our listeners. Notice how he said, I spent the whole day relaxing. The word spent here doesn't mean money. It means how you used your time.
Right. You can say, I spent my weekend with family, I spent Saturday cleaning my house, or I spent the evening talking with friends online. It's a super useful phrase.
Exactly. And relaxing is also a good gerund, the ing form that makes your sentence smooth and natural.
You're right. Okay, now your turn again. What did you do on Sunday?
Sunday was my chill day. I stayed at home, did some laundry. Not exciting, I know, but I also baked banana bread.
Ah, banana bread. That sounds delicious. For those who might not know, to bake means to cook something in the oven, like bread, cake, or cookies.
Yes! And I'm not the best baker. The first time I tried, the bread looked perfect outside but was raw inside, completely undercooked.
Laughs. That's so relatable. I once tried to bake cookies and forgot to add sugar. They came out like tiny bricks.
Oh no, that's the worst kind of surprise. But see, these little stories make your English sound real. When you talk about your weekend, it's not about being perfect. It's about being personal.
Exactly. Listeners, when you share a small story like this, people feel connected to you. It also gives you more chances to use verbs and adjectives.
Right? For example, you can say, it was delicious, it was terrible, it was relaxing, it was exciting. Adjectives bring your story to life.
Totally agree. And one tip, when you talk about your weekend, don't just list things like, I did this, then I did that. Try to connect your sentences. For example, I went hiking, and after that I had a picnic with friends, and it sounds more fluent.
Yes. Using connectors like and then, after that, later, or finally helps you sound more natural.
Exactly. And if you want to sound more advanced, you can add little reactions like it was amazing, I couldn't believe it, or I was so tired afterward.
That's how native speakers talk, with emotion and rhythm.
Right. Okay, now my Sunday story. I went to visit my parents. They live about an hour away, so I drove there in the morning.
That's nice. Did you stay long?
Yeah, I stayed for lunch and dinner. Classic home-cooked meals. My mom made roast chicken and mashed potatoes.
That sounds so good. Home cooked means made at home, not from a restaurant.
Exactly. And nothing beats mom's cooking, right?
Never. It's always the best.
But funny thing, my dad asked me to help him fix the garden fence. And when I say help, I mean he did most of the work while I just handed him tools.
Laughs. That's what parents do. Come help me, which actually means come watch me work.
Exactly. But it was nice. We talked a lot while working. That's the thing about weekends. Even small moments like that feel special.
True. And for our listeners, notice that when Wyatt said, I went to visit my parents, that's a great sentence structure. Go plus to plus verb. For example, I went to buy groceries, I went to see a friend, I went to watch a movie.
Right. It's simple but correct. You don't say I went visit, you always say I went to visit.
Exactly. Okay, let's talk about some useful weekend expressions people can use in daily life.
Sure. Like one common question is, what did you get up to this weekend? It means, what did you do? It sounds very natural.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Get up to is informal but friendly. You could reply, not much, just stayed home, or I got up to some fun stuff, went to the beach.
Exactly. Another phrase is take it easy. If someone says, I just took it easy, it means they relaxed, didn't do much.
Right. You can say, I took it easy on Sunday, meaning you just rested.
And one more, catch up on sleep. That means sleeping more than usual to recover from being tired.
Laughs. That's my favorite phrase. Every weekend I try to catch up on sleep.
Same here. Oh, and hang out. One of the most useful phrasal verbs.
Yes. To hang out means to spend time with someone in a relaxed way. For example, I hung out with my friends at the park.
Exactly. And remember, the past form is hung out, not hanged out. That's a common mistake.
Good correction. English learners often mix that up.
Yeah, so if someone asks, what did you do this weekend? You can say, I hung out with friends, or I stayed home and took it easy.
That's perfect.
By the way, Jessie, I just realized something funny about how people describe weekends.
What's that?
We always talk about how we plan to be productive, clean the house, organize our lives, but somehow it always turns into lying on the couch, scrolling on your phone.
Laughs. That's so true. It's like the weekend illusion. Big plans, little results.
Exactly. Like I told myself, Wyatt, you're going to wash the car, clean your desk, and go for a run. Guess what? I only did one of those things, and it was the coffee part.
Laughs. Well, at least you achieved something. That's relatable for everyone listening. But see, even that's a great English phrase. I told myself I'd do something. It's a natural way to talk about your intentions.
Yes. You can say, I told myself I'd wake up early, but I didn't. Or I planned to go jogging, but it rained.
Exactly. And that's another useful word, planned. It means something you wanted or decided to do before it happened.
Right. But plans don't always work out, and that's life.
Totally. Oh, that reminds me. On Sunday evening, I met my friend Sarah for dinner. We went to this new Italian restaurant downtown.
Nice. What did you order?
I had pasta, creamy mushroom pasta. It was delicious. But get this. Halfway through dinner, I accidentally spilled water all over the table.
Oh no, that's embarrassing.
It was. But the waiter was super nice. He said, "Don't worry, it happens all the time." I love that phrase. Don't worry, it happens all the time. It's something native speakers say to comfort someone.
Exactly. And spilled means to accidentally let liquid fall out of a cup or bottle.
Right. So I laughed it off and kept eating. It turned into a funny memory instead of a disaster.
That's a great attitude. And also a good tip for learners, like, if you make a small mistake, just laugh it off. That phrase, laugh it off, means to treat something embarrassing in a light way, not too seriously.
Perfect. These everyday expressions really show how flexible English can be.
Absolutely. So, if we summarize, when you talk about your weekend in English, you can include four main things.
First, what you did, like I went shopping or I visited my family.
Second, where you went, like at the park, in the city, at home.
Third, who you were with friends, with my partner, alone.
And finally, how you felt. It was relaxing, it was exciting, it was a bit boring.
That's a perfect structure. You can think of it as a little story. Beginning, middle, and end.
Exactly. Start with an opener like, my weekend was great, or it was pretty quiet. Then describe what you did and finish with a feeling.
For example, my weekend was relaxing. I stayed at home, watched a movie, and cooked dinner. It felt good to just take it easy.
That's perfect. Natural, simple, and real.
And if you want to sound even more fluent, you can add time expressions, like on Saturday, on Sunday morning, in the evening, later that night.
Exactly. These little details help your listener imagine the scene.
By the way, Jessie, what's your favorite kind of weekend? Busy or quiet?
That's a good question. I'd say a mix of both. I like doing something active, like going out for coffee with friends or exploring a market, but I also love quiet time at home with a book.
Same here. It's all about balance.
Yeah, and I think that's a good message for our listeners, too. You don't need an amazing weekend to talk about it in English. Even ordinary weekends make great practice.
That's true. You can always make small talk by asking someone, "How was your weekend?" Or saying, "I had a pretty good weekend, thanks."
Exactly. It's a friendly opener that works anywhere. At work, in class, or even in an online chat.
And remember to use the past tense when describing it. That's something learners sometimes forget. Right. Say, I went, I did, I saw, not I go or I see.
Exactly. And if you're still learning, don't stress about grammar too much. Focus on connecting ideas naturally. And
That's how you become confident, and confidence makes you sound fluent.
totally. Okay, before we wrap up, let's quickly review some of the useful phrases we used today.
Good idea. So we had, I went hiking.
I spent the whole day relaxing.
I took it easy.
I hung out with friends.
I caught up on sleep.
I baked banana bread.
I went to visit my parents.
I laughed it off.
Perfect examples.
And we learned vocabulary like picnic, bake, home cooked, spilled, lazy mode, catch up on sleep, and hang out.
Exactly. All super common in everyday life.
All right, I think that's a wrap for today's episode.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed listening and learned some new expressions you can actually use this week.
And remember, practice makes progress. So try telling someone about your weekend in English today, even if it's short.
Yes. And if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe, share it with a friend, and keep practicing with us every week.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Take care and see you in the next episode of Learn English Together.
Bye for now.